Number 36 is a great example of the predict the question strategy, where if you are experienced with the SAT, you know what's going on here before you even dive into the question. In this case, I would be pretty sure the answer is going to be D. I don't even need to read it to be like 90% confident. Like, I would put money on it if someone asked me. But of course, the SAT is not, a gambling event, so I'm not actually going to just put money on it and go blind with my answer. I'm going to look at it and make sure. But the reason I'm so confident is that that answer is so short. And I know that the SAT prefers to keep it short. What's more is the other answers that I see here are not really changing in some sort of rule-based way. There's no pronouns, there's no verbs, there doesn't really seem to be a punctuation issue. So in my head, I'm kind of going down the list of grammar rules that I know that they test, and it's not really looking like any of those situations. So I know that this really probably is a style question where the preferred style is keep it short. So it's probably going to be the shortest choice. Now, the way I can prove that the shortest one is better is I can now start looking for cases where being long is wrong, okay? They usually make not just the shortest choice best, but the longer choices are wrong for some provable reason. Not always, but as much as possible, we want to try to at least look for that. So let's see, what is changing, right? So the thing that kind of is coming and going in these choices, the word exist is staying, but necessary, potentially, possible. Right? That word is coming in and out. So I want to know, why would I need that word versus not need it? From an SAT perspective, it's unlikely that I'll need it. But from a grammar perspective, I'd like to know why. Well, usually it's because they are being redundant and they're saying that word in someplace else. And so we don't need to say it again here because we've already said it. So is there a word that means possible or potential? Yeah, possibility is right before the underlined portion. So let's just read what it says. If that possibility exists or is possible, an urban archaeologist must be consulted. Really? We would say that? The possibility exists or is possible? I mean, that doesn't really make sense. And so that one's obvious, where you have possibility versus possible, so you're probably like, no, I wouldn't repeat myself that much. But it's not just that we've repeated the word, it's that we've repeated the idea. Potentially also means possibly. So we don't want to repeat that word or that idea either. Now, necessary is a different kind of thing, right? Necessary does not mean possibly, right? There's no doubt if something is necessary. So you might be thinking, oh, well, that's better. That's not repeating something. But me, with experience, I know it's probably repeating something else. So let's see if we can find a word that means necessary and get rid of this one as well. So it says, if that possibility exists, it is necessary that an urban archaeologist must be consulted. If something must happen, it is necessary that it happen. So once again, it's not just that these choices are long, it is that we have repeated this idea already. We do not need to say it again. And look, if for some reason you need to move fast, we're on the last passage here, then you don't need to go through this whole process. I'm fine with you picking D and moving on because the odds are so good that it's right. That if you need to save time, I'd rather you get to the end and get more points by doing more questions. And this is a case where, yes, for once, I'm okay with you cutting a corner. Keep it short, guess and move on if you need to.